I just got off work a couple minutes ago, and just before I got into the house, I decided to check the mail because I felt like nobody checked it yet. And so I opened the mail, and lo and behold, look what I found. That's right, it's another episode of... That's right, it's time for more viewer mail. Of course, we're going to be technical. I guess this would fall under VCLT as well. For those who aren't familiar, VCLT means Vinyl Community Love Train, where people in the VC kind of send each other records or CDs or stuff like that. So I'm still going to say viewer mail because, you know, I like the intro. So regardless, back to the point. So shout out goes to Steve Herold. He actually contacted me on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel as well, so I'll link both of those in the description. I know he's followed my channel for quite some time, and the reason why he decided to send me CDs was because I believe he was purging a lot of his CD collection, and he wanted to send CDs to certain people, and of course he reached out to me and I accepted the offer. So there's only 5 CDs in here. 5 CDs was kind of the limit because, you know, shipping is pretty expensive. So that's a valid reason. So 5 is good. So Steve, I know you're watching this, but thank you very much for sending me this. So we're going to open it up and let's see what he sent me. Of course, I know what's in here, but you don't, and that's what makes it interesting. So got my box cutter. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard. It's just a paper envelope. So there's some tape, so we might just rip off the tape and just see what's inside. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and cut first because, again, it'll make transferring this footage to the computer a lot easier. Now that didn't take too long, did it? All right, anyhow, on to the unboxing. And let's just try to rip it. Yeah, it didn't take that much at all, really. Okay, there might be a little bit of cutting here. Okay, not that clean, but it'll work. So of course we'll reveal them one at a time. Oh, they're in bubble wrap too. There we go. At least they're packaged very, very, very nicely. Let's just rip that tape off. All right, so now let's go ahead. Let's reveal them one at a time. So the first one is a greatest hits compilation, and this one is for the Temptations. So this is the Ultimate Collection. There are about 21 tracks here. So pretty good. Now I do already own a Temptations Greatest Hits compilation. It's somewhere in the collection. However, that one I believe only had like 8 songs, if I'm not mistaken. Well, of course, this has a lot more tracks. So of course, I'm gonna go for the one with the more expanded track listing. But yeah, this should have from what I can gather, this has a good blend of the early stuff, you know, like My Girl, stuff like that. But they also have some of their later stuff as well. So yeah, very nice here. Let's take a look inside. Of course, we gotta showcase everything about these. So here's the disc itself. Pretty nice, pretty simple. Then we have the booklet. Here's the fronts again. Here's the back with a shot of the band. Of course, we all know the Temptations, great soul R&B group of the 60s. Motown specifically. Great vocal harmonies. So yeah, just kind of looking through it. So you have a lot of stuff from the 60s, some of the 70s as well. Even a little bit of 80s and one track from the 90s. That's kind of nice. They kind of credit all the different members of the band over the years, over the decades. So that's kind of cool. They mentioned them. All right, so pretty straightforward. Next up, let's go on to... Okay, so we have Colin Hay, Going Somewhere. Of course, Colin Hay, which we know is originally from Men at Work, one of the kind of those one of those 80s bands. I do have one of their albums, probably their most well-known album, Business as Usual. And I do have one other Colin Hay solo album. It's called Now, and let me just see. Oh yeah, let me see if I can just grab it. Yeah, I can just grab it. Give me one sec. Ow. Sorry, my wrist is kind of really acting up recently for some reason, but regardless. So this is the other Colin Hay album I have. This is Now and the Evermore. Pretty good. Shout out to Adam from What the Gym, who's recommended this album. It's pretty good. So I thought, you know, might as well try out some more Colin Hay. So there's a picture of him. I guess that's him when he was a kid. He does have a great voice. I do like his voice quite a bit. Pretty unique. This came out, when did this come out? It says 2000. So we just open it up. Some nice photography in the lyrics. Just nice, some more photos of him. And that's it, and then might as well show the whole image here. All right. Okay, next up, we have Amy Mann, That's Just What You Are. Now, this is not an album. This is actually a single CD. You know, basically the CD equivalent of like a 45 single, where there's only two songs here. Let's see, track 1 is, of course, That's Just What You Are, and track 2 is I Should Have Known. Now, Steve already gave me the heads up on what this was, so I already knew, but I decided to get it anyway because I do enjoy some Amy Mann. I definitely did want to get more of her output in my collection because I only have one, and I think it's a really solid album. I can't remember on the top of my head. I'll probably show an image of the album cover. But I really enjoyed it. A really nice voice. And of course, I always say the first time I heard of her was actually from a TV show called Steven Universe. She actually guest starred as one of the characters. And of course, she sung backing vocals on Time Stands Still by Rush. And she's in the music video. I know she was in a band before called Till Tuesday, I believe. I don't have any of their albums. But overall, point is, I enjoy Amy Mann quite a bit, so it's very nice to have some more stuff. So here's the disc. Pretty simple. Okay, and then, I mean, there's not much to say. It's just a little sheet of paper, basically, just telling you what you got and with the lyrics, which is kind of cool. All right. All right, short and sweet. Okay, just 2 more to go. All right, so it's pretty lucky to find this, or to choose this, I should say, because I recently knew their biggest song, because shout out to Jacob Martin, because last year I did a contest and Jacob entered, and he actually had this song in his playlist. And we have Cutting Crew with their self-titled, I'm assuming. It says Broadcast, so I think that's the name of the album. So the album's called Broadcast, and the band is called Cutting Crew. Of course, they're known for their big hit, which is I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. Yeah, that's a great pop song. Great 80s, kind of 80s rock, 80s pop rock sort of sound. Very good melody to it, and the vocals are pretty good too. I have not heard all the other songs on the album, so I might be surprised. So there's the disc. Nice kind of blue text there. Then we take a look at the booklet. Then give you the lyrics. Not much to say, no pictures or anything, just tells you everything you need to know. Then we have one more to go. And this is probably the big name here. The real big name here. So we have, oh, I was about to say, I was going to show, but there's a little sticky note attached to this one. It says, "Enjoy, Bryer," and he signed it. So that's nice. Thank you, Steve. Anyhow, the CD that we need to talk about is Hard Promises by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So very nice. Always nice to have more Tom Petty. Slowly building that collection. I have all of his solo albums, and I have just a couple. I have 2 Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker albums. So now we have 3. So of course I know one of the songs, and that of course is "The Waiting." That's a great song from him. Very catchy song, and I don't think I've heard the rest. But yeah, very nice, very cool. So this, I already showed the back, hopefully. Yeah, kind of has a nice orangey reddish look on the back. MCA, of course. Pretty much like a couple, I have a couple Who albums that are in the same format here. So that's kind of cool. Then we have the booklet. There's some photos there, which is pretty nice there. The lyrics. Pretty much has everything you want to see. Okay, that's a nice studio shot there. I like that. All right, there we go. So let's quickly, we'll do another cut here, and then we'll recap. So the recap, we have Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hard Promises. Cutting Crew, Broadcast. Amy Mann, That's Just What You Are. Colin Hay, Going Somewhere. And finally, The Temptations, The Ultimate Collection. So I'll say this one more time, but Steve, thank you very much for sending me these. I look forward to checking a lot of these out. And make sure you go follow and subscribe to Steve on Instagram, YouTube, the whole shebang. Again, I'll leave links to both of them in the description. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode of Viewer Mail. If you want to send me stuff, again, go to the description. It has all my social medias that you can contact me if you wish, or you can email me. That's another option. But other than that, if you enjoyed this, please give this video a like, subscribe if you are new, and until then, I'll see you in the next video. So take care and goodbye for now.